I should just say that I was completely riveted by this show. And I was like, oh God, I gotta watch Maggie's TV show because I'm gonna talk to her. And I couldn't stop. I mean, I went through the whole thing in 2 nights. It was just so freaking good.
Thank you.
It's really, really compelling. What drew you to Nessa? And what about her in particular felt original and unique to you?
I felt, when I read it, I felt like I'd never read anybody like this before. Maybe partially because it was 8 hours of being with one woman, and I got to read all 8 of them. So you got to see the ways in which she's powerful and graceful and very intelligent and unapologetic for all of those things, and then the ways in which she's broken and like a tiny child and confused, and you know, so you got sort of all of it at once. Hugo Blick wrote and directed and produced all of them. And
he wrote them all first?
He wrote them all first, and we cross-boarded them all. So we shot like episode 1, episode 5, episode 8, sometimes all on the same day.
So this was all written before you began?
Yeah.
That's kind of a luxury. So you know what you're doing,
yeah.
And you know the arc of it.
Yeah, and that is the thing that freaks me out about doing more television, is I just kind of disassociated in a way that it was television at all. Like I read all the scripts, I had all the scripts, I had one director. It was like exactly like choosing to do a movie, you know?
A really long movie that then they parse out into episodes.
Yeah, which freaked me out actually, like maybe the 2nd day of shooting, or the 3rd day of shooting, I kind of went, wait, this is actually a different thing than I've ever done before. Everyone is counting on me to hold up 8 hours of something, as opposed to like the 2 hours that I feel I can at least handle. But the form of it and the choice to do it was just like doing a movie, the same exact thing. But when you're on a television show and it isn't always the same director and the writers haven't totally figured something out, what do you do?
Well, that's kind of what's fun about doing television. That's sort of the wire act of it, is that you're out there without a net, and you rely on the people that you're working with. You rely on the ensemble of actors, and you rely on the team of writers and the director and the people who are watching, and you talk about it. Unfortunately, as you know, it's so fast that you don't have a tremendous amount of time to have an open debate. But the most challenging scenes for me are the ones that don't work. The ones that are, I think, typically people think are challenging are the scenes that are very dramatic and have some emotional pull on them.
Right.
And those are the scenes that generally I find the easiest because there's something to do and you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I think that the scenes that are more difficult are the scenes that you're not sure, or maybe the writers aren't sure, or they haven't found yet what they want the scene to be about, and you're sort of rifling around in the scene with different attitudes and approaches and takes on it in the hopes of finding something that has some narrative continuity to it. It's certainly nothing like theater where, I guess what I miss about the theater is the mark is set, right? The text is what it is.
Yeah.
And you have 5 or 6 weeks as a company to try and figure out how you're going to deliver that text. Whereas there's something about film and also television where the subject or the theme or the idea behind the thing is fluid. It can change. It can be whatever you want it to be. It's a little more behavioral.